two, three things, and those are very basic, very easily actionable, can be actioned right from tomorrow morning. One is start focusing on the IT application controls. What does that mean? It means whatever process, whatever entity we are auditing, it is absolutely impossible that end-to-end process is going to be manual. Not possible in today's world. There must be at least one technology, one software, one platform which is supporting that process. Do we understand the risks? So when we are using that software, that platform, there must be different steps which are getting performed in that platform. Do we understand what are the CAVAR, completeness, accuracy, validity, and restricted access related checks built on each step? Can someone override any of these CAVAR? It is no rocket science. Normally it is done by IT auditors, but if a finance auditor is also given a decent training, you don't need to be a CISA, DISA to do that. With a decent one-time training, other than SAP, yeah, with decent one-time training, you can perform many of these checks. Otherwise, our audit process may or may not be capturing some of these system risks, coming from that software. So that is one. Secondly, ITGC, IT general controls, I believe, has to be tested in the first half of the year. And it has to be tested before the finance auditors come into picture. Now, why I'm saying so? Because I strongly believe that IT audit findings contribute to the finance audit. If I find that the configuration, the configuration management of SAP is weak, the change management of my system is weak, and anybody other than administrator, he or she can also open the environment to make the changes, then whatever reports which I am using to do my audit, the reports which I am downloading from that system, ideally my finance audit team should not be relying on that. Right. Because the change management is not controlled. Right. Yeah. But in many organizations, the challenge comes that either finance audit and ITGC is happening parallelly, or ITGC is happening later because it's a one-time activity. So, sometimes it is scheduled in such a manner that it happens during the year, but after that process is getting audited. So it is of no use because finance auditor has already completed a task of relying on that report. And later on, he's getting to know, Baba, the system from which that report got generated, I cannot rely on the system. Now what he will do? He has already released his audit report. Yeah. So it's a very tricky situation the auditor can come into. The third is making use of data. Now, I strongly believe that as companies go on to the maturity curve, the very first automation they can bring is moving beyond Excel. Yeah, using tools, these automation tools like IDEA, ACL, Alteryx, because these are not so difficult to use. You learn, you go through the manuals or training manual, which is in the help section of these tools. You just go through, and chartered accountants, are very, very sharp. We don't need months of training. So one half-day training is sufficient for us to start making sense of these, advanced tools. So I think and these are quick fixes. We don't need 6 months, a year of planning. Tomorrow itself, just get that tool, get a license, one license, not expensive, and start utilizing the power of the capability of these tools to have a 3D view of your data. And in that, what I am very fond of and I have implemented in my company is our two set of analysis, and it is independent of the tool. Those are univariate and bivariate analysis. These are very simple. These are visual analysis, and you can implement them tomorrow itself. They give you a hell lot of visibility of what exactly is going in the process which I am auditing. And that can be a good starting point even to define the scope of audit in terms of where the number of red flags I am seeing. So this is the master recipe, univariate analysis and bivariate analysis. And you don't need to be a data scientist going forward to perform this. Anybody can do it. Just Google what does these means, and with basic analysis, analytic understanding, anybody can do it. So these are my three suggestions to quickly move to the next level of auditing.